This ball game is underway. The kick is going to be a little bit short. It'll be taken upfield at the 20 for the Menahunis, to the 25. Good return to the 30. There's a wall to the 40. Breaks through the pile, 50, and down at the Red Raider 49-yard line, and a great return for Waimea and Randy Villanueva. Villanueva will be the flanker. Menahunis almost in a hurry-up offense, sprint to the line of scrimmage. Kurt Castro sets him up. He's got Pula Rivera and Sean Jardine in the backfield. Jardine is the tail. Slot to the right side, a pitch to the right over to Jardine. He's got the wall, hits the 45, and down he goes. Gain of 3 on the play. Menahunis very crisp, and they're coming out here, and it looks like we may have holding against Waimea. We do. A flag flies on the very first play of this season. KIF football is on the air and back in action, 1996 style. The Menahunis and the Red Raiders. We'll see the Kapaa Warriors, who have yet another preseason game tomorrow night against St. Anthony's from Maui. That'll be happening at Vidina Stadium. But the Warriors get into action next Friday night at Vidina Stadium. We hope you can join us for that one. 10-yard march off back to the 44-yard line, so it's still a first down and 20 to go for Waimea. A little delay up the middle. On the draw, it's Puna Rivera getting out across the 45 to the 47-yard line. Gets a little bit back, but not nearly the entire distance of the penalty. Menahunis still in that hurry-up offense. Receivers spread wide on both sides. Pro set formation. Handoff. Jardine hit at the line of scrimmage. Bounces to the left outside. Wrapped up, and again he goes down at the 48-yard line. Very little running room, and this Red Raider defense right now is all over Waimea. They are stepping up and hitting hard. It's a 4-man front. The 4 linebackers cheating in very close. Another fake handoff to Rivera. Quick opener up the middle across the 50 to back to the original line of scrimmage. It'll be 4th down and 10. So the Raiders on the initial series of this ball game hold very well on defense. They'll force a punting situation. For the first time in the evening, Menahunis will slow it down just a little bit. And now Sean Jardine will go back to kick. Jardine kicking from his 40. Has plenty of time. Lifts it high into the air, aiming it towards a corner. Tryson Shigimoto watches it go over his head and back into the end zone. So the Raiders will bring it out to the 20-yard line. And they will get underway 1st and 10. Richard Vigilia again getting the start tonight, the junior, up from the junior varsity club. He had a very outstanding JV season for the Raiders a year ago. And in talking with head coach Mark Miguel, asking him prior to the ball game, you know, does this put a little extra pressure on Richard? And he really flatly stated that Richard has been looking forward to this night. So Vigilia, Luke Smith, Ryan Koga in the backfield. And actually, I believe we may have a switch in that backfield already. Man into motion, going to the far side of the field from the 20-yard line. Mix up on the exchange. It'll be a fumble, and falling on top of it will be Vigilia. Recovers a bad snap. Brian Medeiros. It was set up into that backfield as the tailback, and I did not see Ryan Koga. Well, there is Ryan Koga now. He is out there. Maybe it was Luke Smith that was absent from that backfield. Try to identify that. Glad you could be with us for the ball game. Just getting it underway, and there is no score yet. First possession for the Red Raiders, 9 minutes and 50 seconds to go in the first period. Vigilia sets the line, slot to the right side, 3 steps back, looks over the middle, throws it, and it'll be tipped and incomplete. Pass was intended that time for Luke Smith, who had set up as the flanker, trying to break out over the middle. But I believe Daniel Tafua got his big mitts on that one. Yes, it was Tafua. Got his hand up there. Solivio gives him a nice 5. Tafua with a good job. And boy, this Menahuni front line of Pereira, Solibio, Tafua, and Passion just does a remarkable job. Backed up very well by Corin De La Cruz. Raiders on 3rd and 12 now. Come out of their huddle, set it up. Vigilia surveys the defense. Linebackers pinched in. He takes the snap, rolls to the right side under some pressure, heaves it down the field. It's almost intercepted. Charles Ferguson had a beat on it at the 25-yard line and got wrapped and blindsided by one of his own teammates. Otherwise, he may have had that interception. It's fourth down very quickly, so two defenses have come to play, and the offenses stalling out on their first series. Valen Vea will drop back near midfield looking for the punt. Eric Masters will do the punting for the Red Raiders. Waimea appears as if they're going to come after it. They've got 10 men on the line. They are not setting up the return. Masters gets a high kick, and oh, what a beauty, to midfield. Vea from the 50, dances left, dances right, sprints to the 45, wrapped up, still on his feet to the 42-yard line. Vea just knocked a couple of the Red Raiders over backwards. Wrapping him up was Sterling Silva. They will put the ball back to the Raider 42, and that's where the Menahunis will get it at a 1st and 10. Castro brings them up and at him. Pro set formation in the backfield. Turn around, a fake, double fake in the backfield. They want a little play action. A man's wide open at the 20. They've got it complete. 15, 10, dives to the end zone. Touchdown, Waimea. William Lopez on the catch. A 42-yard pass by Castro. Lopez with a great reception. And Waimea very quickly on the first play of their second series just nails it. Sean Jardine will go for the extra point now. Nice little 25-yarder. Here's the kick. It's up. Oh, he booms it through the uprights. It's good. Let's pause with 9:09 left in the first period. And the score, Waimea 7, Kauai High School nothing. All right, welcome back, everybody. And dropping back now, Tryson Shigimoto. Getting ready to receive Sean Jardine's kickoff. It's 7-0. The Menahunis, just like that, and I mean just like that, have struck for pay dirt. Beautiful pass play from Kurt Castro. Kick is going end over end, and it's headed for the sideline at the 22-yard line, goes out of bounds. And so the Red Raiders will get it up at the 35-yard line. And they will begin from there. Kick going over Lofty Batalaya's way. Batalayan, excuse me. Getting in on that return. Well, actually not, but almost. 35 is where they will begin. Richard Vigilia ready to go. Ryan Koga in the backfield. Luke Smith also. Koga the halfback now. Smith will be the tailback. Receivers way wide on both sides of the field. Vigilia looks at the defense, a 6-man front. They'll hand off to Smith. He tries to dive through, gets out to the 35, wrapped up and buried. And I mean, he has buried everybody from the front line, plus Robert De La Cruz right there waiting for him. Tyson Core piling in on top too. So the linebackers plus those 4 down linemen just all over Luke Smith on that play. No gain. 2nd down, still 10 to go. The ball at the 35 on the near hash mark, wide side of the field, has the wide receiver. I formation again for the Raiders. Their 2nd down play coming up. Vigilia takes the snap, hands off. Koga this time has a hole, gets over the 40, smashes his way through the 45, picks up a 1st down on sheer guts. Koga, and I don't know who he hit, but he hit somebody out there and just dropped him like a rock. I believe that was Raynel Pasol that tried to make the tackle. That was Pasol out there, and he met Koga's helmet right in his chest. So a 1st down for the Raiders. They have moved the ball to the 46-yard line. Vigilia with a flanker off to the left side. Single setback for them now. Long count, takes a snap, drops back, 4 steps, gets hit, lets it go incomplete. Pass bouncing off the number of Luke Smith out at the 50. Well, I guess it wouldn't have been the 53-yard line. It's more like the 47. So that's a 2nd and 10 now. Smith was open. Crossing around again over the middle. Vigilia in the grass, really shot a bullet out there. Menahuni defense tightening up just a little bit. Down linemen just waiting for the Raiders to come out of their huddle, and here they come with 8 minutes left in the first period. Koga the single setback for Vigilia. Smith flanked to the right side now. Vigilia checking off. Blitz coming. Handoff to Koga. Koga smothered at the line of scrimmage and just buried for a yard loss at the 45. Koga perhaps fighting his way back to the 46-yard line. We'll see if they give it to him, and they will. So it'll be 3rd and 10. Instead of a loss of a yard, he did get the forward progress back to that line of scrimmage. So the Menahunis just looking incredible on defense here in the early going. Raiders once again come out of their huddle. Big third play coming up for them this time. Smith flanked to the left side. Koga still just a few yards behind the center. Blitz coming one more time. The linebackers crashing through. Straight drop back. Hit as he wants to release. Loose ball. It'll be incomplete. Moreno, the referee tonight, Maxi Moreno, immediately calling for the incomplete. Vigilia just rocked as he dropped his arm back to try to throw. That time, Core and Robert Dela Cruz, the two linebackers, just bursting through the hole on either side of the center. Big Daniel Tafua just blowing everybody through there. You got Michael Salibio having a big night tonight. So it's 4th down. Masters will be kicking to Valen Vea. Vea backstepping to about the 26-yard line. He will stop at the 25. Masters with a high snap, plenty of time. Gets a big booming kickoff. Vea racing to the far side of the field. Takes it at the 25. Cuts upfield to the 30. And down he goes at the 34-yard line with a flag coming in after the play. So the Raiders go on to offense. We'll wait and see what the play call is. Or rather what the officials have got there. Pointing to the Red Raiders. Or are they pointing to the Menahunis? Maxi Moreno will be, it'll be a march off against the Menahunis. They will bring the chains back. There goes 5, about 10 yards, bringing it back to the 24-yard line. A hold will be against Waimea. They'll have a 1st and 10 at the 24-yard line with 7 minutes to play here in our first period. And if you're just joining us, it's 7-0 Waimea scoring with a Kurt Castro 42-yard pass to Billy Lopez and Sean Jardine with the kick. Handoff up the middle on 1st down. Puna Rivera fighting his way out to the 30-yard line. Picks up 5. It'll be 2nd down and perhaps 4 as Puna Rivera, really a tough runner out there. My goodness, at 5'3", 163, he is like a fire plug just bursting through that line. Do not expect any more rain tonight, although it does look rather ominous up in the mountains. Valen Vea into the ball game in the offense for the first time. Handoff to Vea. He'll get the 1st down over the 35-yard line. Fights his way to the 36, and that's where they will spot it. Vea at 5'8", 160 pounds with just brilliant speed. The KIF champion at the 200. Menahunis are not short by any means in speed. Vea the halfback. Jardine the tailback. Castro looks behind him, now checks everybody off. Takes a snap. This time it's Jardine. Through the hole to the 40, out to the 41-yard line. Another gain of 5 or 6 on the play. And the Menahunis just munching up the yard. The Raiders, and they do need to be careful about that over pursuit because they've been burned once on it for the touchdown. But those linebacking crew, just so aggressive. Simao and Koga always just blasting through. Trying to get across that line of scrimmage. 2nd down, 5 yards to go from just over the 41-yard line. Handoff. Jardine's got the 1st down. Open field, 50, 40. Flag goes way late after the play, and down goes Jardine at the 35-yard line. Jardine was 30 yards down the field, and a flag was thrown back at the line of scrimmage well behind that play. And that will bring back a brilliant run by Sean Jardine. He had ripped off a 30-yard run, and the holding penalty against the Menahunis will bring it back. It'll be 2nd down and 15. The ball brought back to the 31-yard line. The tail of the ball resting just over the 31, set dead center in the middle of the field. Menahunis slip a receiver in. That's going to be Gerald Hurd. Hurd wide to the far side. Charles Ferguson to the near sideline as the wide receivers, the I formation. Handoff Vea. Cuts over the right side over to the 35-yard line. Brings up a 3rd down play now. It'll be 3rd and 11. Vea trying to go behind Mason Moriguchi. Had a bit of a crease there. Menahunis again shuffling on offense. Shannon Jacinto goes in and brings the play with him as a receiver. He'll go wide to the far side, replacing Hurd. Still the I formation. Jardine, left side, out to the 40-yard line. Whoa, what a collision at the 42, and down he goes. 4th down and 4. And the Menahoonies immediately send the punting unit on the field. Jardine very nearly broke that one. And it looks tonight like he will rack up some more yardage. 4.5 minutes to play here in our first period. Dropping back, Trison Shigimoto for the Red Raiders. He will try the return. And the Raiders really missed him on their special teams. Here's a beautiful kick. Jardine just wails on this ball all the way to the 20. Shigimoto retreats, spins, falls down, and slips behind the 20. He had taken the ball at the 22-yard line, tried to reverse and get behind himself and behind the Menahoonies, and he ended up slipping on the wet turf at the 15-yard line, and that's where the Raiders will have it. Unfortunate break for Kauai High School. Shigimoto with some great speed to that outside thought if he could just buy a little bit of time and a little bit of distance, he would have been able to turn it up the corner. Unfortunately, his feet went out from underneath him, and the Raiders now with a 1st and 10. And the ball at the 16-yard line. Vigilia ready to go. Long count. Hands off to Smith. Smith trying to follow the blockers up over the middle. Held up with about a 2-yard gain. 2nd down and 8 now coming up. The ball close to the 18-yard line. Raiders do not have great field position. Have not enjoyed that good a field position throughout most of this first quarter of play. And we now have about 3.5 minutes. Actually, the clock at 3:20 right now in our first period. Waimea just waiting and pacing the line on defense. The Raiders come out. Slot to the left. That'll be Luke Smith. Single setback. Vigilia ready to go. Takes the snap. Hands off. Coming through the line. It's Koga. Koga dragging players to over the 25-yard line and stopped at the 26. It'll be close to the 1st down marker. And Maxi Moreno will say that is a 1st down. So the Red Raiders move the ball, get out from the shadow of their goalpost, and keep the possession. Trailing by a touchdown, and they really would like to score and keep this game close. They know what the Menahoonies can do once they get a lead. They'll go back to the I formation again. Vigilia surveys the defense. Menahoonies are playing soft. He'll drop back, wants to throw, has some pressure over the middle, intercepted. Sean Jardine returns it to the 25, dragging him down to the 20, 15, still on his feet at the 10. And down he goes, and with the ball, and somehow the ball had popped loose. Daniel Tafua got it from Sean Jardine. Jardine was hit at about the 20, and the ball squirted loose. Daniel Tafua was right there, and Tafua takes it for a 1st and goal at the 4-yard line for Waimea. What a turnaround, and that is really what this stinging and punishing defense for the Waimea Menahoonies can do to you. Jardine to the left, Puna Rivera to the right side. Drop of the ball, scramble underneath, the Red Raiders will have it. Kauai High School recovers the fumble. A bad exchange at center, and I don't believe for a moment that Kurt Castro ever had that ball. And the Red Raiders able to fall on top of it. Their entire line was sealed off to the left side, and that's where the ball went. So as big of a break as that interception was, this fumble looms to be even bigger. The Raiders, though, in big trouble. They will have it with a 1st and 10 at the 4-yard line. Long count. They will draw the Menahoonies off. Linebackers were bringing a corner and a linebacker on a blitz, and both of them beat the snap and got across that line. Encroachment in the league. And, of course, in Federation football, high school football, you cannot encroach into that neutral zone. It's an automatic penalty. No, it's not like if you watch college or the pros where you can cross and get back in time. So the penalty, 5 yards, brings it out across the 10 to about the 11-yard line, where it'll be a 1st and 5 for the Red Raiders. Vigilia, hands off. Luke Smith trying to bounce outside, wrapped up. Salibio drops him. Salibio on the finish. And I believe that was Tyson Core, the linebacker, that had his legs wrapped up and put a stop to Luke Smith. Loss on the play of a couple, so it's 2nd down now and about 7 to go. So part of that penalty was wiped out with an outstanding defensive play. And boy, Tyson Core really doing a job on that time, getting to the ball carrier. Koga the up back, Smith the tailback, Vigilia deep with a 2nd and 10 from back at the 8-yard line. Rather, a 2nd and 7 from the 8. Wants to throw, quick little opener. Masters dropped as soon as he catches the ball right there across the 10-yard line. So it'll be 3rd down and about 4 to go. They pick up 2 on the play. Masters with a lot of guts and some heavy traffic. And Vigilia just stuck him in the chest with that ball. Under 2 minutes here in our first quarter. Red Raider fans with a lot to cheer about with that 35-13 junior varsity victory. Right now, they're kind of biting their nails as the Menahunis are wearing away at the Red Raiders. Here in the varsity action, it's 3rd down and 4. Single setback. Wide receiver into motion to the far outside. Menahunis coming with a blitz. Straight drop back. Vigilia looking deep. He's got to scramble out of the pocket. Dumps it off, and it'll be incomplete. Nearly picked off. The pass hoping in the direction of Genoa Ward, but that was really a desperation dump off, and Vigilia nearly threw another interception as he threw it back into the middle of the field. So a 4th down will force the Red Raiders to punt. Valen Vea, this time the Menahunis can really set up some kind of a return. Vea will expect it at the Raider 40. Masters will be kicking from his own end zone. He is about 3 feet deep into the end zone. Good kick, rather a good snap and a nice kick. It'll drive Van. He just gets away from it at the 45. The ball will roll to the almost midfield to the 49-yard line. Raiders will touch it right there, and Waimea will pick it up with 49 yards to go to score with 1:10 remaining here in our first period. 7-0 Waimea, and again a 42-yard pass, just a one-play series for the Menahunis on their 2nd possession, and that is the only time they have thrown the ball. It was good for 6. Hook it up with William Lopez. Puna Rivera in the backfield along with Sean Jardine. Here's the snap. Jardine with the call, left side. Oh, look at the hole across to the 40, inside to the 38-yard line. Very close to a 1st down marker. Raiders knock the ball around, but they still will get the spot from the officials. And it probably will be 2nd down and inches. Officials want to stop the clock, and I believe they're going to call for a measurement here, but it will not be enough. The way they've got the chains now, they can realize that, and so they'll just let them play. Menahunis come up, 2nd down and inches to go. This is almost a free play. Let's see what they do. Pro set formation. Throw back to Jardine. Steps back to throw, turns on the gas, starts running. He's got the 1st down, knocked out of bounds inside the 30 at the 28-yard line. Jardine on the halfback option with a perfect little bullet throw from Kurt Castro. Jardine for a moment looked down the field, saw nobody was there, just took off running and picked up the 1st down himself. 1st and 10 at the 28 now, at the Raider 28. Clock stopped at 36 seconds as Jardine took the ball out of bounds. 28-yard line, excuse me, not 38-yard line. Castro puts a receiver wide to the far side and another one wide to the near side. Man into motion, fake, it's going to be the reverse. No, it's the quarterback keeper, throws to the end zone to Lopez. It'll be incomplete. Nearly picked off. Lopez in double coverage. Tyson Shigimoto back there had his hands on it for just a moment, almost intercepting the ball. Helping him out on the defense that time was Kevin Rosento, the other corner. Lopez, the intended receiver. No, that was Tyson Pereira. Who also caught... Oh, no. Pereira also caught the touchdown. Wrong team, Jay. I'll get it later. Mix up in the backfield. Pereira on an end around, caught well behind the line of scrimmage on that time. It'll be 3rd down and a loss of 3 on the play, so 3rd and 13. Final seconds of our first period. Play coming in with Charles Ferguson, a receiver. We'll see if the Menahunis get it off, and I don't believe they will. Break out of their huddle with 2 seconds, 1 second, and that'll do it. We are through a quarter. It's Waimea 7, Kauai High School nothing. 60 seconds, beautiful. Boy, it'd be nice if I had the right player. Willie Lopez plays for their other team. Valen Vea gets the carry down to the 25-yard line before he is wrapped up by the Red Raider linebackers, and down he goes at that point. in the hands of Sterling Oana. And my apologies to Tyson Pereira, who had caught that touchdown pass. William Lopez plays for the Red Raiders, folks. I just might as well acknowledge the mistake right now. I don't know, some reason I was looking at the wrong number on the wrong sheet, or the right number but the wrong sheet. So Tyson Pereira with the touchdown. 4th down, and here comes a field goal. Sean Jardine to try a 42-yard field goal. There's the snap, the kick, it's up. It's long enough but wide to the left and no good. Just wide off to the left side. So Jardine missing on a 42-yard attempt. But I'll tell you what, that's a pretty impressive effort. He had the leg, and he was kicking into a kind of a dead air. And ever since it did rain here, the air here has been rather sultry and oppressive. The flags are just hanging straight down at the flagpole. So the Raiders take over at the 20-yard line. Richard Vigilia getting the start tonight with an I formation. Koga and Smith. It'll be Smith on the pitchback, trying to cut to the near sideline. Menahunis. Whoa, what a hit by Sean Jardine at the 21-yard line, and Jardine just leveled Luke Smith. Oh, man. Now you know why they talk about him in all-state terms. Sean Jardine with just a whale of a blow that time. 2nd down, no gain. They will spot the ball at the 20-yard line. And Smith got his bell rung in a big way. Double slot to the right side. Single setback is Ryan Koga. Vigilio surveying the defense. The Menahunis with 6 men up front. They hand off to Koga. He dances through the line, wrapped up by Dela Cruz at the 22-yard line and muscled back to the original line of scrimmage. He'll gain a couple on the play, bringing up a 3rd down and 8. They may credit him out to the 23, and they will spot the ball at the 23 for a 3-yard gain on that play, so it'll be 3rd down and 7 for the Raiders. The Raiders looked very impressive on their first couple of possessions, but this Menahuni defense has really risen to the occasion. Here's your 3rd down play. Vigilia hitching up his pants, and there's a flag thrown, and I believe it'll be encroachment against the defense. That is the sign, and they're going to look at one of the down linemen had come up just a little bit too close to that neutral zone. So the 5-yard penalty makes it a 3rd down and a yard and a half, or 2. Let's call it a short 2. The ball is set at the 28. They need to get across the 30. Big break that time for the Red Raiders. So 3rd and 2 now coming up. Smith wide to the right side in the slot. There'll be a double slot to the right. Oana is the running back for the Red Raiders now. A throw to the far side. It'll be picked up, and trying to run it back and get out of there, and it was actually a lateral that went awry, and a loss of yardage on that play. Kelly Uyoka was the intended receiver. Uyoka just had it bounce off of his shoulder pads, did not really have a good grasp on it, did not catch it with his hands, tried to trap it against his pads, and that didn't work as it bounced out, so he grabbed it very quickly. So Randy Villanueva will go back to the 40-yard line looking for an Eric Masters punt as we come up with a 4th and 5 now. Masters from the 10-yard line has a good snap coming to him, gets a booming kickoff. Vea calls for it. It's going to get past both of them. Villanueva chases it and covers it down at the 25-yard line. So the Menahunis surrender about an extra 15 yards on that play, and you really got to like Eric Masters' foot. He has kicked the ball very, very well in the punting situations. Both he and Sean Jardine doing great jobs here tonight. Special teams outstanding at this point. So the Menahunis 7-0 lead, 8:44 here in the 2nd quarter. Kurt Castro ready to go. Hands off. This is Sean Jardine again. Hit at the line of scrimmage, dives forward, gets out to about the 28-yard line. They will spot it exactly across the 28. 2nd down coming up, and 8 to go. Short 8 or a long 7, however you want to imagine that to be in your own mind's eye. The ball set right between the hash marks. Menahunis going from the left to the right as you look at your radio dial or at the field if you're right in front of me. Castro with a fake handoff to lay up the middle. Oh, and submarine. Sean Jardine goes down, but he'll go down with a couple-yard gain. He had his legs taken out from underneath him. And I believe, if I can check that, I think that was Eli Nishi that made the tackle that time. Nishi, a junior at 5'7" and 165 pounds, came out of nowhere. And Jardine upended on that one. 3rd and 6 to go. The ball set at the 29-yard line. Receivers wide on both sides of the field for the Menahunis. Drop back, a little delay. Here comes Jardine with a hole over the middle. Flag on the play. He's got first down yardage over the 40, 45, still on his feet. Stumbles to the midfield and into Raider territory. But we've got a flag back at the line of scrimmage. No. Maxi Moreno will pick it up and wave it off. So whatever they had seen, the play obviously had reversed that situation. And a huge run for Sean Jardine. He will easily have more than 100 yards in rushing when we get to the halftime, which is 7 minutes and 20 seconds away from now. From the 49-yard line, the Menahunis enjoy a 1st and 10. Here they come. Puna Rivera flanked off to the left side. Now he comes into motion to the near sideline. Pitch to Jardine. Rivera lays a block for him. Jardine with his head down, still fighting, struggling as the Raiders try to strip the ball. He gets to the 42. Nice little 7-yard burst there, and great lead block coming from Puna Rivera. And again, they're going around that side with Mason Moriguchi and Julius Cesar. Kaimi Aguiar again doing a great job centering that ball and just knocking people out of the way. Rivera off to the right side, and again Jardine with a hole. Huge hole off the right. First down, bulling his way to the 35-yard line for a first down for the Menahunis. That time, Kaimi Aguiar, Mason Moriguchi just knocking people out of the way. Moriguchi burying guys as he goes down the field. Mason, again, was the heavyweight weightlifting strongman champion for the state of Hawaii in competition held this past summer. 1st and 10 for Waimea. Castro with a quick snap, hands off, and right immediately it's Puna Rivera for a 5-yard burst to the 30-yard line, or a gain of 4 actually. 2nd down and 6 now coming up. Rivera with that quick opener. The up back takes it and immediately just hits that hole. Checking into the offensive unit now for the Menahunis. Coming out with the play, Gerald Hurd brings another one in. Hurd will go to the left side. Charles Ferguson to the right side. Rivera and Jardine in the backfield. Jardine gets the call right side behind Moriguchi inside the 30, and he pounds his way to the 26-yard line. And again, Mason Moriguchi just doing a man-sized job out there. I think that Sean Jardine can run. Actually, I can almost drive my truck, I would imagine, behind the holes Mason Moriguchi is blasting through there. This is a work of art tonight. Here come the Menahunis. 3rd down, 2 yards to go. There's the snap. Little delay. Uh-oh, there goes Jardine. First down, still on his feet inside the 10 to the 5. He dives to the 4-yard line. Sean Jardine slipping and skipping and sprinting his way all the way inside the 5. What an incredible run. Jardine with great blocks for the Menahunis, but boy, what an effort he has of his own. So Waimea just shoving the ball down the Red Raiders' throats right now, just pounding it to them all the way down the field. 1st down, goal to go from the 3. Who gets the call? Castro with the snap. Puna Rivera inside. It's touchdown Waimea. Puna Rivera with his very first KIF varsity touchdown, making it on a 3-yard run. Sean Jardine will go for the extra point. He will set his tee, and again, this will be about a 20-yard attempt for him, which is very easy. Sean can make these in his sleep. Charles Ferguson to hold. There's the snap, the kick. It's up. It's good. Let's pause. 4 minutes, 59 seconds remaining before halftime. It's now Waimea 14. Kauai High School, nothing. I'll tell you one way you get the Ishihara market down. You just put this Waimea offensive line up against it, have them just run into the building, and boom, it will go down. No question about it. Valen Vea will be kicking off now for the Menahunis. Tryson Shigimoto will go back to receive for the Red Raiders. Also, let's see, I believe joining him, Lofi Matulaya, and it'll be a very short kick, covered up at the 30-yard line, or actually the 29-yard line. Sterling Oana, surprised by the very short kick, just was able to knock it down and fall on it at the 29. So the Raiders with pretty good field position and about 5 minutes, or just under 5 minutes to work with here in the half. Raiders really need to score right now. They are down by a pair of touchdowns, but they are really down in the momentum category. Menahunis just knocked them right out of the ballpark on that last drive. Richard Vigilia with a tough road ahead, ready to go with the I formation. Koga and Smith behind him. Smith gets the carry, left side's got the hole over the 30, still on his feet to the 35-yard line, and a gain of 6 for Luke Smith. Smith does have that breakaway speed, but as of yet he has not been able to get into the daylight, the open field. However, it was a great run for him, picking up 6. To the 35-yard line, it is second down, 4 yards to go. The ball on the short side, left of the field. Left side of the field, the Raiders moving from your right to your left. Eric Masters on the strong side to the left. Wide receivers on both sides with an I formation. Luke Smith, the tailback. Vigilia looks at an 8-man wall. Hands off to Smith. Bursts out to the outside. Has the first down over the 40-yard line and another 5-yard gain out to the 41. So the Raiders able to pick up first downs. They have just not been able to get it onto the scoreboard. Move the ball out to the 41-yard line, still in their own territory. And it's a first down and 10 to go. More importantly, though, this clock continues to count to the 4-minute mark as everybody is content to run the ball. Vigilia again sets the line, slot to the right side with a single setback. Vigilia with a long count, hands off to the left side, fighting and struggling forward, about a 2-yard gain at best. And I believe that is Sterling Oana on the carry. That is Sterling Oana. A junior, 5'7", 175 pounds is Sterling. Oana with just 1 yard of the gain, second down and 9 now from the 42-yard line. Smith and Oana. Oana will be the halfback. Luke Smith the tail. Vigilia sets his line. Again, looks at an 8-man front. Takes the snap. Hands off to Smith. Cuts it back over the middle out to the 45. Picks up 4 on the play. Brings up a third down and 6. Luke Smith with a tough row to hoe tonight. Able to weave his way through that line. Nice cutting action. Looks like he was going behind Eldon Oyedamare. And Tommy Cox trying to help out there too, moving some of that big front lumber of the Menahunis out of the way. But I'll tell you what, when you match up with somebody like Daniel Tafua, you got your hands full. Here's your 3rd and 6 play coming up. Raiders set their line with the slot to the left side. That'll be Luke Smith out there. Speedy receiver. Vigilia straight drop back. He eludes one tackler. Rolls out of the pocket. Around the corner. Headed for the first down marker. Down he goes into the Menahuni territory. He's got the first down and out of bounds at the 47-yard line. Vigilia, with the presence of mind, knew exactly where the marker was, able to sprint to the far sideline and pick up the first down for the Raiders. They continue to move, but now the clock could be their enemy. They have not been able to pick up a lot of yards very quickly, and they have just 2.5 to work with now. Ball at the 47-yard line. I formation. Oana in the backfield with Luke Smith the tail. Vigilia takes the snap. A little delay. Smith loses the ball, picked up by the Raiders, struggling forward, and it'll be stopped. The forward progress halted near the 47-yard line, so they may gain a yard on the play with the mix-up. And that time Smith just had the ball ripped out away from him. Raiders do manage a 1-yard gain, so it's second down, 9 to go. Ball at the 46-yard line, set on the far hash mark. Lots of room to the left side. I formation. Vigilia having a good night at quarterback in his first KIF varsity start. Turns around, hands off Shigimoto with his first carry of the night. Rudely treated by the Menahunis and stopped ice cold. He was wrapped that time. Rodel Pachon stopping him. Daniel Tafua also right on top of him. Michael Salibio helping to pile up on that one, and Raynel Pasol. Just to name a few of the Menahunis in on that stop. An entire team effort at that point. 3rd down, 9 to go. Raiders desperately need a first down and a big play on this one. Vigilia with the slot to the right side, has 3 men into the motion. Throws a little screen to the left side. Owana's got some blocks and some room. He's to the 40, tripped up. What a great open field tackle that time by Randy Villanueva, preventing the first down, and it makes a 4th and 2 for the Red Raiders. Raiders are going to take a timeout. We're going to pause with them. 45 seconds left before halftime. It's Menahunis 14, Raiders nothing. Season opener. We hope you can join us each and every Friday night for the next 8 weeks, this counting the 9th week, as we go through the season and march our way right to the Neighbor Island Championship football game, which we will host. The championship game, the KIF champion will play for the title. Vigilia in a tough set with a 4th and 2 takes, well, he's almost ready to take the snap. Now he takes the snap. Pitch back to Shikimoto, racing to the far side, cuts it up the field. Flag on the play. He should have the first down, but a flag, and it'll be holding against the Red Raiders, and that will nullify that one, and it may force them to punt. From a first down or a 4th and 2, they will now get the march off. And the referee, Maxi Moreno, discussing it with the captains of the defense for the Menahunis, what their options are. Robert De La Cruz, the logical choice, of course, to be the captain. I mean, he has been the serious anchor of this defense now for a couple of years. And the Menahunis really enjoying a veteran squad. You know, John Kobayashi has done such a tremendous job of rebuilding this ball club. And he has got a system now where he will always have juniors playing very key roles and seniors in just absolutely dominant roles for both sides of his football. 4th down, and Masters comes out, so he will be punting with 21 seconds left on the clock. Valen Vea, Randy Villanueva. Villanueva on the far side, Vea to the near sideline for Masters. Big leg. High snap, he's got a line drive kick, and it'll be bouncing off of Villanueva at the 25, picks it up to the 30. Whoa, what another hit at the 35-yard line. These two teams, there is no love lost right now. They are just smashing each other. So the Menahunis with 3 seconds on the scoreboard. Will they take a knee or will they let it out? You'll have to stay tuned for that one. My guess will be they will play it safe, go into the locker room with a 14-0 lead, and figure out where to go from there. Kurt Castro really doing a great job here in his opening ball game. The junior sets everybody up, brings them in tight. He wraps his entire line around him and goes down on the knee, and that'll do it. We are at halftime here at Hanapepe Stadium. We pause with the score: Waimea 14, Kauai High School nothing.